Whakalawhalaia to everyone. Do we have any Niueans in here? Yay! Well, when I say Niueans, there are actually only about 30,000 of us and 1,700 on the island itself. So, you know, for most of you guys, you probably have heaps of yous, whereas for us, we're actually a small population but mighty, right, Mike? Yes. Okay, so I'm actually going to be talking to you. I was told to talk about networking. And what I do in terms of networking is I use social media to network. You know, for most of us, it's face-to-face. For most of us, for some of us, it's social media. Or, you know, whatever platforms you want to use. So, hands up if you use social media. Keep your hand up if, what? Not everyone's. Hands up if you're on Facebook. Wow, hands up if you're on Instagram. Hands up if you're on LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, you should. It's a professional network and it helps you promote yourself. Thank you very much. Does anyone use WeChat? Nice. Believe it or not, WeChat is the biggest platform. Unofficially, of course, we all know that. Yep, no. Okay. So in terms of, I was actually hoping to log on to Facebook, but I'm not sure whether I can. We're going to try. Anyway, I want you to stand up. Come on, stand up. Come on. I know it's the end of the day. Come on, turn around, turn to the person next to you, or find someone you don't know and introduce yourselves. Can I? Okay. I'll have your attention back, please. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope you got to exchange numbers, set up your LinkedIn account if you haven't. I meant not dating, but, you know, networking. How was that? You know, for us, most people should be able to communicate with your fellow person. You can be on the bus, on the train, however that works. For me, I talk to everyone. I say hello to them. Whether they talk back, that's something else. Now, when they talk networking, I use the term, the Māori proverb, unknown to, don't know who the proverb belongs to, but he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. It is people, it is people, it is people. When you think of social media, the first lot of social media was interaction face-to-face. Then it became into a digital platform. It's actually pretty new, but it's actually really, social media has been around for donkeys of years. Now, for me, Coconut Wireless has allowed me to do a whole bunch of cool things. I was talking to the cameraman. You know, we meet amazing people. We get to create heaps of content. If you're a small business like myself, well, you're basically your one-man person. You're like the director, the cleaner, the social media guru, you name it. So, for me, what I did was branding. Coconut Wireless is actually, thank you, Masoud. It's actually the largest online platform for Māori and Pacific. I focused on Māori and Pacific because for us, a few years ago, and still happens today, is that we were, you know, villainized, you name it. We were unemployed, we were burglars, we were, you know, we were the person on your street that you should keep an eye on. You know, whether we like it or not, that is how society viewed Māori and Pacific. So I set 5 years ago to middle finger to the media that villainized us and said, well, actually, what I'm going to do is create a platform, an online at that. Took me a year to figure out. Facebook was the first one. Everyone was saying Twitter, Twitter, Twitter. And I said, no, no, no. Facebook was the #1 platform to use at the time. So I started Coconut Wireless, the platform, on Facebook. I went viral 5 times. And if you know about being viral, well, you know, you get scared and go, oh no, I'm going to kill the platform. But what happened was, when I killed the platform, I also killed my algorithm. I killed my audience. So I set out, the coconut found me. It's iconic. If you're in the Pacific or you lived in a country where the coconut has a very huge use, it provides food, drink, money, you name it. It's the best tree ever to use. So the coconut found me, and I use the coconut. Sorry, I forgot to grab my coconut. Literally, I carry a coconut around. This is what I carry. Every year I get a coconut. What it does is it allows me to network with people. If you saw me on the street, I mean, next on the train, on the bus, whatever, would you talk to me? Majority of the time you wouldn't. However, if I gave someone the coconut to hold, we laugh about it. Oh, you carry a coconut? Yes. Do you carry it everywhere? Yes. So we have a really, really good laugh about it. But it allows me to network. So when I started my platform, what I did was networking. I was Mez, the social butterfly, and Mary, the corporate person, because I used to be in finance and corporate training. I was two different people. And what Coconut Wireless has allowed me to do is actually merge my personality. And that's, you'll see on the platform if you follow me. If you haven't, go and like my page. Or, connect with me on LinkedIn. What happened was, when I actually got so I asked my family to like my page. I asked my friends to like my page, and I also asked them to like my page. Because of the network I had, I managed to get 40,000 followers when I seriously wanted to build Coconut Wireless. And that's the same thing, during my talk, I'm going to give you some tips on how to build your own platform if you don't already have one, or if you want to build it. So you use the network you already have to build your platform. And that's how I got 40,000 followers. Now, it's all about our cultures, our people, our Oceania. Find the purpose, create a message, stick to that message. Don't be Arthur today, Martha tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Find a purpose, create a strategy if you want to create an online platform. Make sure your message is clear. One of the things that we use social media really well, I'm not sure whether you do, is create drama. What I did, however, is I created positive messaging. It's all about sharing our stories. It's all about ensuring that the message is positive. Lately we've had a really, really huge event that affected all of us. And the message was love. And that definitely is something that I've made sure that's been consistent in all the messaging that we use. So we're active on Facebook, we're active on Instagram, and also on LinkedIn. We will be active on WeChat, but I'll tell you what's next at the end of my speech. Now, with Coconut Wireless, we have an online platform. While most people following has plateaued, for us we've grown. The reason is, I like to beat Facebook. I like to beat Instagram. I actually like to beat LinkedIn. You know why? It's understanding who is between the screen and the chair. If you're into technology, do you look at social media thinking, do I understand the technology behind that? For me, I like to think I do. And that is, by understanding that, I understand the algorithms. I don't wait for Facebook to provide the algorithm for me. I've created something that doesn't even cost me any money. It actually, my budget for marketing is actually $100 a week. And apparently when I boost, there's actually, I think our first speaker, I spend 0.001 cent. I think that's the problem. That's how much I spent per boosting. You know what? Because it's about building the audience. And that's the platform. Coconut Wireless is also just recently, last year, I created an effective social media business. When I say effective, you know, most people think, who thinks social media is about posting? No? For me, it's actually more than posting. I incorporate the learning styles. How do you learn? Do you learn like, you know, auditory? Are you left, right brain? So I consider those when I do a post. The other thing that I do is understand maximizing use and impact. You know, when you're running a business, when you want to run a successful business, marketing is really important. For me, I like to try and direct and indirect marketing. You know, most marketers will say, oh, you must have an audience. But actually on social media, it's about building that audience in order to achieve what you want to launch. So who actually has a business here? Anyone? No? Yeah. So when I don't know whether you know much about social media, do you want to click on? 440,000 followers, I like to say that all the time now. Okay, click. Audience. Building the audience before it happens. You're wanting to know why. Who knows who this is? Nobody. He's actually the Tongan flag bearer. He had 60 million people search where Tonga is the night he did the opening ceremony at the Rio Olympics 2016. Yeah, now it sounds familiar? But what you don't know is we built the audience before he got there. Before Peter got there, he didn't actually have a platform. So we used Coconut Wireless. The importance of building an audience before you get there obviously ensures that people are already tuned in. Familiar. Unconsciously, they're familiar with his face. And that's what I mean about building an audience. For most people, they launch straight away without actually, you know, people like to be teased. People like to be prepared before they get something huge. In this case, what we did was we built an audience, reached 3 million people before Peter even got to Brazil. And that is the amazing, powerful thing about social media. I run my platform in Margaret. Does anybody know where South Auckland is? Nice. Do you know where Margaret is? Oh, nice. Well done. If you don't know, search that. That's where, you know, the Auckland airport is, by the way. I actually run a social media platform in Margaret. Believe it or not, on an iPad. We all know technology is an extremely important thing. Not only the device that we use, but the software we use. Understanding that software, understanding the limitations of your device that you use. So before he even reached Brazil, the great thing about social media is it allows you to engage with a country that you may not have never set foot on, but audience the demographic within that country. Oh, by the way, do we allow questions in between? Or? Yep. Ask me any questions. Put your hand up if you want to ask any questions. And we'll leave it at that. Okay, so how did this journey start for me? Oh, well, Jacinda loves, and we follow each other, by the way. You know, I just want to drop that in. We actually knew Jacinda before she was an MP, and obviously before she was a Prime Minister. So we've got a lot of visuals with her. I just want to say, Jacinda understands love, you know, loving of fellow human beings. I just want to take you back. In 2014, my position in our finance department was made redundant. So I found myself unemployed. I decided to take the year off. What does that mean? I set up Facebook, Coconut Wireless. I was socializing a lot, but doing a whole lot of community stuff. In 2015, I was unemployed and on the benefit. You know, when you actually have always had a huge income and you find yourself with $20 a fortnight, it's actually a struggle. You know, for some students, you might understand what I mean about, you know, noodles, living off noodles. That was me. In 2016, I actually started working in an accountancy firm. At that point, If you know any accountants in the room? No? Well, that's my former life. If you understand the accounting industry, they're very traditional. They told me that I couldn't do social media for an accounting firm, and I thought, okay, I love a good challenge. Let's see this. Anyway, in the 8 months that I was there, what I found was Australia, the Chartered Accountants Association in Australia and New Zealand were tuning in to say, social media is actually for any industry. If you're not in it, you might find yourself out of a business, or you will get hired if you know how to network, if you know how to socialize, and now if you have a social media platform. It's a fact. I mean, I've had a couple of interns and they've all found jobs a lot faster than a lot of their peers. In 2017, I decided that I was going to set Coconut Wireless as a business. Nobody wanted to hire me. So if you find that you believe and you have an amazing talent and people don't actually see that, what I suggest to do is figure out what is your talent, what is your passion. Do you think there's a business idea in there? If you think that, definitely suggest that you set up a business. And if you drop me a message, I'm quite happy to help you, give you some tips, or even help you start off. Last year, 1st of April, I decided to trade as a business. They say in New Zealand that a high percentage don't actually survive in the first year. I'm glad to say that our business is actually doing extremely well. What I'm finding though is there's not enough of me to go around. So from 1st of April, I'll be having my first employee, part-time that is. So, so for me, the business has been amazing. The opportunity came when, you spoke about STEM. Next year, the government has decided that digital technology is going to be made compulsory. For us in South Auckland, we're not even 70% of us don't have devices. We don't have access to Wi-Fi. So what does that mean for us? It means that at the moment we're looking through the window at everyone else being in technology or being in STEM. You guys are really blessed to have this opportunity in order to be in an industry that is actually going to take over the world. Whether we know it or not, there's quite a resistance in the rest of the community about the use of technology. Technology is cross-industry. There's so many opportunities. And looking forward to what you all do, and I'm looking forward to the many things that you're going to be creating. IBM's artificial intelligence said, if you want to be a millionaire in this day and age, create something in technology. That's what he said. So we've had this opportunity for South Auckland STEM. These are some of our followers. I decided, see the difference between a normal photo and the photo of the coconut? Can you guys see that? Don't worry about the pretty girls, but you get what I mean. The difference between holding a coconut and actually just a normal photo. It actually is an icebreaker. For South Auckland STEM, we've just had an event in February. Thank you very much, Techtorium, for supporting and buying our lunch. What it means is an opportunity for our South Auckland students or South Auckland families to be part of this innovation. We don't want to look through the window. We want to be part of the innovation. Hence the reason why for our school holiday program, we're going down to the generator. Does anybody know where the Generator Innovation Hub is? Yep. We've used the connection that we had in terms of community, industry, and education to bring opportunities to our students or our families. We're lucky enough to, Generator will be hosting us, Datacom will be hosting us too during that week. And what we're going to do is we're going to be creating apps, gaming apps. What we want to do is actually we want to be in South Auckland, be creating, we want to be in South Auckland creating the next Facebook, the next Instagram, the next LinkedIn. Whether that's a statement, we're going to definitely, in our team, we've managed to get Spark on board, Microsoft on board, Datacom. We're in the process of we've got a huge project coming up with Datacom. We had Cisco come on board, and was there anybody? Well, apparently with our next gaming convention, we're going to use that as a hook to get our community into STEM. We're going to use a gaming convention which incorporates industry, our own South Auckland entrepreneurs, and our community to be part of this STEM movement. How are we all doing? Do I still have you? Okay, I'm just going to go back a little bit in terms of social media tips while I finish my talk. Who thinks when you hashtag something, you're going to be trending and go viral? Hands up. Nice. You know why? Because you know, as in, tech geeks, that only happens if the program lets you. There's a myth that when you hashtag something, it goes viral. No. We all know that if the program does that, and it's actually, when I have a large network of people hashtagging that, then it goes viral. In terms of an effective social media platform, you need to have likes and followers. As human beings, we all, if there's only one follower on the page, I was thinking, oh, that's not cool. But if you had about 100,000 followers, you're going to think, oh, that's cool. I might just like that. Consistency. Consistency means you got to post every morning. If you have a platform and if you're not posting every day, you should. And if you're not going to be posting every day, you should be posting every second day. Visuals, anybody can tell. Have you noticed that when you put a text, you don't get very many likes or followers or reach, but if you do a cool visual with pretty people or you're doing something cool, food, of course, you'll notice the difference. It reaches a lot more people and you get more interactions. Well, another tip to that is tag 100 of your friends. Serious. If you're finding, you need to build an audience. If you don't have an audience, you got to tag some people. On Facebook, it actually allows you to tag 100 people. Don't listen to those people tell you only allowed you to tag 50. They obviously don't know the platform. You need to understand the technology behind the platform. The other thing is, if you don't have a network if you don't have 100 friends within your own Facebook friends or your company, find the networks outside of. So does anybody belongs to your local community group? On Facebook, that is, or any platform? Only some of you? Wow, you should. You know why? Because that could also be your external network. That's what I call that. And what you're doing is you're going to use their platform to drive traffic to your platform. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Engagement. Obviously, the message has to be relevant. The more, a lot of businesses, I have a rule, it's 80% personal, 20% business. So most of the time when you have a business platform, don't be that guy that goes, sale today, sale tomorrow, sale, you know what I mean? Post about your staff, share their stories. The power of you, the individual, and your story is so much better than, selling about a phone. How about posting about how you're using the latest technology? Traffic, I did share to you. It's great if you have great visuals, it's great if you have a great platform, but unless you have people coming in to check you out, you are not going to have a lot of engagement. And to finish off, I want to say that in terms of Coconut Wireless, or not finishing off, overall we support London Pacific Fashion Show, which is in London of course, and Sydney Pacific Runway, and the Fijian Fashion Festival. So not only have we managed to build a local following here in Aotearoa. What we've done is we've built, mobilised a community, our Māori and Pacific and Indigenous community all over the world. And this year is about building an audience outside of our community. We checked out the Chile, you know, because we checked out Asia, we tested Europe. Had to say that we have, and a lot of the communities actually find our content extremely, well, they received it really well. So for an example, and during Christmas, we reached 300,000 people without having to, on a post, without having to, you know, get our friends, celebrity friends to share that out. It is important that you understand in terms of social media, that you understand the platform. You're in the industry. You know it a lot better than everyone else. Okay.